Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make this really cute candy wrapper. It fits an extra large Hershey's chocolate bar, and this is actually an idea that originated, as far as I know, with ChicnScratch here on YouTube, but I liked it so well that she did the proportions on a smaller candy bar that I thought I would make it with a large candy bar because I was doing one for a friend. And so I just thought I'd show you how to do the measurements for an extra large size. Again, the originator of this idea is ChicnScratch. Loved her video. You can find it on my favorites if you want to take a look at it for the smaller size. But for now, I'll go ahead and get started, and I hope you enjoy the project. Hi, Kat. Because you sent me that really sweet goodie box, I wanted to thank you and send you something in return. And obviously you've received it if you're watching this video. But I wanted to give you the instructions on how to make the candy bar wrapper, which by now you have. And I know you don't get YouTube, so this was the best way I could think of to give it to you. You want to start off by using an 8.5 by 8.5 piece of construction paper, or excuse me, cardstock. And using your score, you want to score at 1 inch, and then go ahead and move over 1/4 of an inch, and then rescore again, moving your paper over to the 5-inch mark. Go ahead and one more time score, move over another 1/4 inch, and score again. Now this is going to fit the extra large candy bar that you got. And go ahead and just fold on all of your score marks. And you can go ahead and make sure that it's going to fit before you go any further. And just go ahead and tuck your candy bar in there. Make sure everything looks right, and it does. Now would be the time to make any adjustments if you had to. So go ahead and set that aside. And next what I do is I get my ATG gun, and I just run a couple of strips down. You don't want to go too far out because you don't want it to get hung up on the wrapper. And then go along the bottom edge also. And this is the trickiest part really, is you want to make sure it's squared up. And you have to do this part without the candy bar in there. So just try to line it up as best you can, making sure that it's square. And then just press down. Wipe off any of the excess glue that gets on there. Okay. Now if you have a crimper, which I'm not sure if you do or not, I've never asked, go ahead first and pinch those bottom edge at the bottom, not the top, make sure it's the bottom. And if you have your crimper, go ahead and place that bottom that's glued in the crimper, making sure it's in place. Go ahead and give it 4 or 5 turns. I usually go about 4, I guess. So that, oh, it didn't crimp very well. Let's go ahead and re-crimp that. Don't like that. Okay, yeah, there we go. Now you have the crimped edge showing. So now that that's crimped, you can go ahead on the top and in the center of it, go ahead and make a small dot. And using your big bite, which I know you have, or a hole punch, whichever one's easiest, I just always use my big bite. Go ahead and punch a hole right there in the center. That's where we're going to thread our ribbon. Okay, so now really all you have to do is decorate. You have 2 coordinating pieces of cardstock that you want to use. The first one is 6 1/4 by 3 1/4, and the second one is 6 inches by 3 inches. So just go ahead and glue those together. and making sure it's centered. Just put that together. Now I'm going through this really quick. Okay, the next part is you want about 36 inches of ribbon. Thereabouts. My scissors. Leave it to me not to have all my stuff when making a video. Okay. Now the easiest way for me to do this is to actually center the candy bar on the ribbon, making sure these two top pieces are equal, and making sure your wrapper is centered. I grab a hold right at the top so I don't slide one side in more than the other, and I just slide the candy bar in. Careful of the wrapper so it doesn't get messed up. Then just fold your ribbons back through the holes. Flip and do the same thing on the other side. And you just want to make sure that the front part of the Hershey bar does in fact match the front cover. You don't want to put it in backwards. And then you can just go ahead and tie the bow at the top. Now I do it long because I like a long tail on my ribbons. But you can cut it off shorter if you like it shorter. I just like long tails. And then you can just even it up and make the bow look pretty. Okay. Now the reason for putting it all the way around is obviously to get the candy bar out. You're just going to pull up and out comes the candy bar. It makes a cute little look to it instead of just tying it at the top to secure it. This way they get to just slide out the candy bar. It's really cute. And again, this idea, as far as I know, came from ChicnScratch on YouTube. Next, with the candy bar in is when I actually start decorating the outside, because it gives it a firmer base and you know exactly where to place your pieces. Okay, and then just go ahead and place that on there, making sure it stays nice and flat. And there. Now what you could do next is you can add an embellishment on top of this. It usually don't leave a plain piece. For example, on the Mickey one, obviously I added Mickey. And if you have any questions once you get your Mickey cart, because I know you ordered it, give me a call and I will show you, or an email, and I'll show you how to use the features to get the little pieces that you want. And then I usually also add a sentiment at the bottom. You can just stamp them or do something on your Cricut, whichever you prefer. But I like to dress it up with additional pieces on the front. I'm going to leave this one blank because I will obviously use it at a later date and time. I did the Mickey one special for you because of our love of Disneyland, and I thought you'd appreciate that. But that's how it's made. I hope you enjoyed the project. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.